So if you read the title, you know today we're going to be discussing my biggest regrets regarding my fertility journey. Before I start this video, let me just first say I don't regret my fertility journey as a whole. If I had to do it all over again and the outcome was the same, I probably would do it all over again. And I'm going to go into more details in that at the end of this video. But let's talk about these regrets. One of the biggest, regret I have regarding my fertility journey is that I stayed with my clinic after I knew I was no longer comfortable. Although I know with my health insurance, I couldn't switch to another fertility clinic. For example, I'm currently a patient of Shady Grove Fertility. My previous fertility clinic was Merlin Fertility. So I know with being a Kaiser customer, I couldn't switch and say, hey, I need to go back to Merlin Fertility. But the moment that I felt uncomfortable, I should have said, yes, the Baltimore Harbor office is convenient. It's 5 minutes from my house. Yes, the Towson office is convenient because it's 10, 15 minutes, no highway needed from my house. But I'm not feeling the energy from these locations, so let me go to Annapolis, or let me go to Columbia, or let me go to the Frederick office, or let me go to the DC office, or hell, I could have even went to the Rockville office, which is their headquarters. Would it have been inconvenient? Absolutely. But the more I think about it, I am blessed and I am fortunate to have the career that I have, to work for the agency that I work for, because I accumulate a lot of leave and time off. I have sick leave, I have personal leave, I have annual leave. I have other reserve days, I think PTO or something like that. I have a crazy amount of leave. So realistically, although it would have been inconvenient to travel 45 minutes away or an hour away or an hour and a half away and be late for work, I still would have been able to receive a full paycheck because I have all of this time that I could have used for those missing hours. So that's my biggest regret, because if I'm gonna be completely honest, I felt uncomfortable with my clinic day one. The moment that the receptionist told my wife and I that insurance doesn't cover my people, and basically lied and said because we were gay we couldn't get help, that's the moment that I should have exited to the left. And that's a regret that I'm owning today. That's my biggest regret. Because one thing my mom and my grandparents always instilled in us is that when people show you who they really are, it's up to you to pay attention. And that location showed me who they was that day. And I chose to stay. And the reason I chose to stay is because I was so obsessed and addicted to the idea that this dream that I have, this goal that I have, this desire that I have to bear another child, to have more children if needed, is this close to becoming a reality, that I need these people. So I'm going to stay here because I'm this close to feeling this dream in my hands and holding it in my arms and rocking it to sleep. I'm this close, so I have to stay. I have to be here. I was that obsessed with the idea that my journey to have more children is that close to being over, that I was okay with allowing myself and my wife to be treated in a manner that was opposite of how we would want to be treated or how we will treat others. And that's on me. And that's a regret that I'm owning today. Another one of my regrets is I allowed outside people and their views and their opinions to get in here. And when you're going through the fertility journey, this needs to be completely clear. It needs to be completely open. Your energy has to be positive. You have to be positive. When you're going through fertility, you need to be walking sage, okay? If you're somebody who lights sage and cleanses candles like I do, when you're going through fertility, you need to be a walking sage. And I allow outside people and their views and their energy to cloud here, and I feel like that was a contributing factor to some of my fertility issues. My mom has been, for example, my mom has been very vocal over the years of how she feels about me having children, and the fact that I'm a lesbian and all of this stuff. And I've recalled my second egg retrieval right before my mom called me. And anyone who had a retrieval, you know, leading up to your retrieval, you are very uncomfortable. You may be in pain, or the pain may just feel like uncomfort, but you feel very heavy. It's almost as if you can feel the weight on your uterus and your tube, like you could just feel it. So when she called me, she knew something was wrong. So I told her, I said, Mom, I'm okay. I said, my eggs is about to be retrieved, so I'm a little uncomfortable right now. And she went off on me. She told me how selfish I was, and I need to accept the fact that my previous doctor broke me, and it's selfish of me to be investing so much money and time in fertility when I could be investing that in my family. And it crushed my soul. It really did. It crushed my soul. And then a week later, my doctor crushed my soul by calling me and cussing me out because none of my eggs was good that cycle. How could I have expect to go into that transfer knowing that my soul was not okay, and somehow expect that soul to house a baby? So that's one of my regrets. And that's something I'm telling you, don't let anybody in during that time. You know people. You know who is for you and who is not for you. Everybody that says they will ride with you will not get in the car. During fertility, hell, forget fertility, during your life, period. Only get in the car with people that is willing to drive, period. A lot of people gonna tell you, you know what, I ride with you, I got your back, I got this, but when it's time to start that engine, they at the bus stop. You have to dissect who to allow in at that point. And if that means you need to be hush about your process, baby, be hush. I'm open. And the reason I'm open is because I want to help other people. I want people to know that fertility isn't easy. This isn't like they make it seem on TV, oh, this is the easy way out. This shit is hard. This shit is difficult. Every day is not going to be a skip across the rainbow. So I'm here to be transparent and open with you. I'm going to share my good moments with you all. I'm going to share my bad moments with you all. That's just who I am. But if you know that you can't handle the bullshit, don't allow the bullshit anywhere near you while you're going through this journey. And that's something I need to get into y'all head over and over and over again, because outside people who felt like they had right to decide what I should be doing with my life, what I should be doing with my money. I had people telling me, oh, you got a kid in college now. Why are you trying to start over? I had somebody telling me, why are you wasting your money on that? Kids are expensive. I raised a child. I know how expensive they is. Don't count my coins. Well, won't you got a kid in college, won't you spend this time and you and your wife travel? Why can't we travel without kid? That's the problem with a lot of people. They out here living their life, but then they got their kids over here at the babysitter. That's not me. My kid is always with me. Future kids will always be with us. So if we on a plane living it up, why can't our kid and children be in seats with us? But energy like that always come from people that's envious of your life and what you're doing in your life. So when you're going through this fertility journey, you really need to focus on you and be true to you and just say fuck everybody. And if you're not in that place to put your middle finger up at people, don't start this journey. Don't. The last regret I have on my fertility journey is I allowed my journey to take over me. I forgot who I was. And like I tell you guys all the time, when you watch my videos or if you watch other people's videos or follow them on Instagram, don't take what we're sharing as what will happen to you. We can only tell you guys our experience. That doesn't mean it's going to happen to you. But it's happened to us. So you can look at it as a what if. You know? I allowed my experience and my protocol and all of the instructions my doctors had for me to take over. It was as if I wasn't allowed to be Regina. It was as if I wasn't allowed to breathe. I couldn't have sex during my treatment. So my wife and I went maybe, let's say, 10 months out of the year of 2017 with no sex because my doctors didn't want me to be penetrated at all. And now that I think about it, I feel like they only told me that because that location had an issue with gay people. But that's another story. So I couldn't have sex. I couldn't drink. I couldn't have wine. I couldn't have a wine cooler. Certain medication I was on, I was told not to be in the sun, although the description on the medication did not say that. It was, girl, the list just goes on. I wasn't allowed to go to the gym anymore. I couldn't work out. I couldn't have any type of strenuous activity. So even jogging around the lake wasn't allowed. I couldn't eat certain foods. It was like, damn, who the freak am I? And this time, Teller Gang 2020, baby Teller 2020, when we start this new fertility journey, I am not allowing that. I have to make some of the rules in order for me to be able to follow the rules that my doctor's giving me fully. Because I have to still be Regina during this process. Because if I'm not Regina, I strongly believe that I would not be able to create a baby Regina. So don't allow this journey to take over your life. I watch vlogs and videos and I read blogs and things like that, and I see so many of us that's within this TTC circle that's allowing it to take over. Everything they do is about fertility. They are spending 23 out of the 24 hours a day on fertility, this supplement, taking shit that they never even heard of, don't know if it's FDA approved, but they doing everything because their mind is so obsessed with the idea that I can't do that this time. That's one of my biggest regrets. I spent my whole journey doing everything that everybody else was doing. Oh, I have to drink pomegranate juice. I have to eat pineapples. I have to lay this certain way. Let me get this test strip. Let me get this ovulation strip. Let me do this. Let me do that. Why am I doing all this shit when we paying these doctors? We making it rain in these clinics' offices. Why? So why am I at home doing all this extra shit? Because what I didn't realize, and what I promise you some of you didn't realize, is that it's women in this fertility sister TTC group that we have that don't do any of the shit that people tell us we need to do in order to get a positive. And you know what? They getting them positives, y'all. So why are we wrecking ourselves and working overtime to do the things when there's a lot of women out here that ain't do none of that shit, and they follow their doctor's orders, that's it, and they got positives? We doing all of this extra stuff and get negative. So how do you know doing that extra stuff isn't what's causing you to get a negative? We don't know, but we never take that possibility into consideration because we are so deep into this journey. Those are my regrets. So back to what I said in the beginning of this video, because I'm about to start preaching, okay? The reason I don't regret my journey at all is because going through fertility and everything that fertility brought in my life and my wife's life, the needles, the pain, the frustration, the appointments, the disappointment, the heartbreak, the surgeries, everything put me in a position to start seeing clearly and seeing people for who they really are. And it made me pay attention to everybody that was for me. And it made me realize that I spent so much of my life being everything for everybody. And now that I needed somebody, all them people that I spent my life being there for, they were gone. I'm looking. I can't find them. Only people I had on my side during this journey is my wife, my baby girl, my best friend and his wife, my homeboy and his wife, 2 of my other friends. That's it. I went through a whole surgery. My mama didn't even call and check on me. A whole surgery. Out of all the siblings I have, whole and step, out of all the siblings I had, the only one of them checked up on me, and that was my baby brother. I went through a whole year of IVF. I lost count of how many needles I took, but I promise you it's damn near 200. 3 procedures where I was put to sleep. You have to be put to sleep during egg retrieval. Anything can happen. Nobody was there for me. So for me, I appreciate my journey, because going through the journey and the disappointment and the hurt and the pain, it forced me to close myself in a room full of mirrors and just stare at myself. I'm not saying you don't have to be a good person, but it made me realize that being a good person is great as long as the people you are good to are great to you. And that's something that I did not have. And because I did not have that, I was so angry. My energy was non-existent. I had no light within me. And if I don't have a light within me, how in the hell am I going to bring a life in it? So for me, the journey may have ended bad, but it gave me a positive perspective in life, if that makes sense. So if you guys have any questions regarding fertility, medications, the procedures, the journey, whatever you want to know regarding infertility, IVF, hell, not even IVF related, anything you want to know from me, comment below and let me know. And we're going to try to keep these videos going. Until next time.